Good morning, everyone. The boys are still upstairs. They're watching a Shaun the Sheep special. And it is 9:16 right now. We're doing a Friday grocery day, so I'm down here in the 9 to 10 hour instead of waiting until 10 to come down and just make all the noise in the world. But yeah, I am dressed. It is going to be a little colder today, so I am wearing a sweater and socks and slippers right now, but not a sandal day. It will be getting over 50. I think 58 is the high, but it's going to be cloudy and breezy, and that just makes it feel so much colder to me. Don't know what the current wind chill is, but it is not even 50 yet. It's like 48. So that's spring for you. Today is Jax's last day of curriculum school. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we are doing testing. I just got an email that I'm going to be getting a ton of work. I think some glassware designs, 3 label updates, and 2 new labels. And it's all due by noon on Monday. Monday I'll be studying testing. Monday and Tuesday are definitely going to be the big testing days. So he wrote, when do you need this information by, in order for me to get these by Monday at noon? I'm like, as soon as possible, really, because I don't want to work on the weekend at all. I'm going to have to. I mean, he always sends stuff on Fridays. I don't know what it is. I know his print deadline's always noon on Monday. So why not send it Thursday or Wednesday? Anyway, I am going to get the fridge ready, get anything old out of there, and hopefully the groceries will be here soon. Friends, we are starting quiet time a little late. He's got some umizoomi. That's a good one. I've got the puppy, unless Danny comes up to get him for a walk, which he may do. I told him it wasn't bad. There's just a lot of wind. It doesn't sound like it's that bad right now. But you haven't seen me too much. It's just been a busy day, as I said. I said a work email came in with a list of projects I'm gonna have to do. So I was like, I wrote back if I can get it as soon as possible so I don't have to do as much over the weekend. But then I wrote back further just explaining we have standardized testing in the morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, hopefully just Monday and Tuesday, but maybe Wednesday, and that I have a trip coming up. I always have to warn him about that. I do bring my computer on this trip because we're driving and it's just easy to bring it along. And I'm always willing to do an hour plus of work, but it has to be off hours. I don't want to stop my day in the middle of gorgeous weather to do work. So usually after everybody's in bed, or if everybody's chilling and I just want some time to sit and I don't mind working. So he said he would get things to me as soon as possible today, starting with the new items. I requested that the new labels that take about an hour each come in first. So I just did one of those. So he's gotten me those two, and he just sent me all the update ones. Then I think there's just a glassware project coming, and he said that he would get me projects for the beginning of May. I think he said Monday. I'll be impressed if it comes Monday. I don't know what's going on with my hair. But yeah, so I don't have to have emails while we are on vacation. So that all sounds great. I will have to do some invoicing because I didn't do it at the beginning of April. I always end up doing like every other month. But yeah, so I woke up and got the groceries. It was scheduled between 9 and 10. I thought it was going to come really early because a little bit after 8 they sent me an alert that there was a substitution. But I got downstairs a little bit after 9 and they didn't come until 9:45. So I had time to clean out the fridge a little bit, put some of the old stuff that I was throwing away in the trash before the trash truck came, though I've already filled up the trash can. So much trash always, and I have so much more I could generate. I need to make note of the next trash day. I think it's Monday night we put it out. Do more cleaning out because there was a lot of room in the can. So yeah, the food came, I unpacked it. Again, not enough dinners. We have chicken nuggets for days though from the school. My husband can't eat chicken and I don't eat chicken, so at least the boys could eat chicken nuggets every day. Not that they want to. And we had breakfast. Everybody had something different. I feel like a restaurant whenever it's breakfast. Then I was doing my emails after that because the work hadn't come in yet. But I looked up the school lunch. I was like, oh, it's hot dog day. He loves hot dog day. I wasn't planning on walking because I didn't want to go out in the wind and the cold. Not that it's cold, it's in the 50s, but with the clouds and the wind just like going 50 miles per hour in your face relentlessly, I was like not feeling it. But I was willing to walk to the school for him so he can get his hot dog. They always give us two because we have 2 kids and Jax doesn't want it. So he eats one on the way home in the stroller and then eats just the hot dog out of it once he gets home. So we did that. And yeah, I just didn't film anything on the wall. It was just cold and my gloves on. I was just trying to power through it. And we got home. I think I was starting the work. I don't know if I was. No, I was unpacking the school food, which is always like just as in depth as unpacking groceries because there's inevitably frozen stuff that we didn't make it to from the school. They give us just a little too much, so there's always some waste and I feel so bad. Sometimes I'm able to give it away in the neighborhood, but sometimes it's gotten too old and we've got to get rid of it. So I was doing that, and then we ate lunch. Everybody had something different again. They like to give us these strawberry pancakes in these plastic pouches. They're delicious. I really like them. And when they give them frozen, give them to us frozen. Words, Stephanie, words. I can stick them in the freezer. We can eat them whenever, and it's great. But a lot of times, like they're currently giving out free breakfast, lunch, and snacks in the school because we've gotten funding for the whole school year. Anyone, we don't even have to be in the school. Any kids 18 or younger in the county can, so that's what we do. But yeah, the ones that have gone back to school 4 days a week, they're given food if they want it. So they heat up those bags and their pancakes are hot, and it says do not refreeze on it. So when they're already warm, we have to eat them. So I warmed them back up, and I had I split those with Jax, and then I made myself an egg, and then I made him an egg because he wanted an egg sandwich as soon as he hears the word egg. Sebastian just had some seaweed, and they gave some cherry tomatoes to us, and the other hot dog. So that was lunch, and then I sat down and I got to work on one of those labels. Got that mostly done. Should be just a couple edits afterwards. If I can get the 2 new ones done today, that'd be good, but I don't know if I feel like doing an entire new one. I'll have to look at what the art looks like and see what it's gonna be. This first one was like yellow and purple swirls with like dragon, just like 2 flat colors, so it's just like really intense and dizzying, and I have to get this government text on there and completely readable or you get in trouble. So that was a little tricky. I think I got it. It definitely is gonna hurt your brain though when you're reading it, but you can read it. Yeah, and then we came up here. It's getting late, so I'm gonna go join him for quiet time. May or may not work more today, but anything I don't do, I gotta do over the weekend pretty much. I can only do a little bit during testing. I think most of the time I'll just be reading the instructions, but there is a chapter towards the end where I have to read whole text out loud. So yeah, that's where I am, and I'm gonna go put my hair up and join him. Another day of almost no excitement to show you. Well, no, there was no excitement. No, almost, there was none. But we've made it through the work week, if you want to call it that, the weekdays, because I've got work this weekend, of course, because it didn't come in till afternoon on Friday. After I talked to you, we did some quiet time, and then I came downstairs and got back on my computer to try to do the other new label. That was just frustrating. Sometimes things just aren't clicking right. The name is uneven and doesn't balance well, and the art doesn't leave a lot of space. So I'm kind of at this beginning stage still. Excuse me, I'm cleaning glue off the table. So ultimately, we ordered some Chinese food. I was like dying, and that's what my husband suggested from the garage where he lives. And the food came, so I just sent a message after dinner with what I had done so far to ask if they had thoughts for the direction to go in. Otherwise, I'll just keep at it. But sometimes I like to send some progress even when it's not at a point of where I'm happy with it, because I can see if they like it or if I need to go in a completely different direction. So yeah, we ate dinner and then I sent an email that I came down here, and I've just been working on a few little details. It took me my whole hour that I had making these little bottles, which they're very flat. They're 2D, but that section's going to be covered with one of these sliders, as you saw before I took it off. I haven't glued it in because I feel like it's easier to get these things taped in with my double stick tape. I'm actually using tape and glue from the dollar store, Dollar Tree. It's working well. I have this glue from scrapbooking that I'm using on paper for this kit, though I used this glue in the past on paper as well. Less lumpy and bumpy than I'd say to use the glue sticks. So yeah, I've been down here. At first Sebastian was down here and up there and down here and up there and running around and being insane, but my husband came back in, or maybe he was just in the bathroom and hadn't gone out, but he took Sebastian out a little bit after 8, I'd say. It's almost 9, so I'm trying to wrap things up. I'm assuming he's gonna bring him in, but sometimes they go to bed a little later. I know Jax gets to stay up till 9:30 later if my husband's like doing a video game with him and lets him. But yeah, that was my day. It was just work and kids. My hair's a big old mess because it hasn't been brushed in a little while, and this hair is gonna go soon. I'll straighten it again tonight, but I walked in the wind and this is what happened. Yeah, awesome. And it got windier, so my husband never took a walk with Ziggy. It got really, really windy and cold. Just a blah day. Feels like winter, and I'm bummed to have a lot of work. I want to be down here crafting, and I want to take the moments where I don't feel like crafting and clean. I like coming home to a clean house after a trip. Sometimes I run out of time for all that deep vacuuming that I have to do because Ziggy's just shedding so bad, and I don't know, there's like just hair everywhere. It's hair everywhere. I do love fluffy dogs though. So if I can just get these 2 new labels out of the way, it won't be too bad. I haven't looked closely at the list of the updating labels, but since he did separate them out from new from updating, it probably is just updates that won't be too bad. Sometimes they're resizes from when they used to do bottles of beer to now cans, which is a totally different dimension, and I really have to change things a lot. Those can take longer, so hopefully it's none of those, because I just want to only take small little bits of time, like maybe an hour before dinner each night when we're kind of sitting around like talking about what do you want for dinner anyway. That'd be nice. Anything else to say? Not really. I knitted during quiet time just to try to stress release a little bit, and got nothing planned for the weekend as usual. I don't know. Jack's finished up his school year. All he had was a little language arts lesson about writing character analysis or character write-ups. He was supposed to write one about the book he was reading, but we weren't feeling the end of the year. We both loved the book when we started it, The Black Stallion, because I love Shipwreck Island books, and that's what it was billed as in all the school lessons. There was survival and islands and horses, but then he gets rescued right away, and he's just getting him ready to be a racehorse, and then I kind of lost interest, and Jack's lost interest. He was trying, but I was just like, you know what, you can do the rest of the lessons without reading it. They're all about the survival part. So yesterday he had to write a news article because when he gets rescued from the island, there's an a journalist who interviews him to write a news article. So I let him write it about whatever he wanted, and he did it about a video game. He was really proud of it, so I was happy with that. And today, instead of having him do the character analysis, I let him choose to play with his brother for 2 hours if he wanted to, because he doesn't like to do that. And it makes his brother so happy. I also offered 50 cents per half hour, I believe, or was it $1 per half hour? Just an old deal that we had back when he was trying to raise money for Animal Crossing. So I let him have that because he's trying to raise money for apps for the trip right now. So that made his last day of school a little better. He does have testing, hopefully only Monday and Tuesday, but maybe Wednesday too. Yeah, so that's our update. That's all we got. I'm feeling a little icky. Still dealing with girl stuff 6 days later, and now like to ovulate, because when your cycles are that short, you do all that at the same time. I feel like they're getting shorter. Like if it wants to be shorter, can it just be like a 2-week one this time? Because then I won't have it on the trip. Like just one time. After that, go back to as long as you want. Not having kids anymore, sadly. You can just go. But this time, if you're gonna be here, just come a couple days. I'll deal with it. Okay. Hopefully I'll have something to show you tomorrow, but probably I'm gonna be down here, and I don't always run the time lapse because then I just have to sit here in silence while I'm working, which isn't bad. I get lost in my thoughts and I'm totally fine. But it is nice to get to watch some videos, or I put on Kiki's delivery service once, play music, so I don't always film the whole process. I didn't film tonight, but that might be all you see tomorrow. I'm sorry. Especially if the weather's like this again today. Okay, I'm gonna go before they come in so I can start cleaning up and getting the bedroom ready. And yeah, mwah. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, be kind to others, and don't forget, wash your hands.
Do one food item for every person.